Joining me now, Jeffrey Lord, former CNN contributor, author of the book Swamp Wars, and Tammy Bruce, president of the Independent Women's Forum and Fox News contributor. All right, Jeff, the media, well, they jump on any story that's even remotely or can be interpreted to be possibly one source told me stories that could be damaging to Trump. But they ignore this bombshell that Comey had his whole team ready to debrief him after he went into that Trump Tower meeting in January 2017. That's just not a story at all.
No. And of course, you know, we all just knew this was what's going to happen here. They're no longer, you know, the cable news network. They're the cable narrative network, liberal narrative network over there. And if it doesn't fit their narrative, and they're not going to apologize for it, they're out there, to borrow a phrase that I think I saw in the last day or so from Don Lemon, propaganda and lies. Well, you know, they've had 2 years. They've gotten this story wrong time after time after time after time. They're not going to apologize for it. They're not going to say they're wrong. So they're just going to ignore now that all of this is coming out. This is just laughably unbelievable here. And, you know, frankly, Laura, I think it's going to help President Trump in the election. He will certainly make this an issue, and the American people will get it.
Okay, we had so much fun going back and just picking a day. So a year ago, about what they were talking about. It really is. It is quite something. We were pretty much talking about how we're going to have increased growth, that Trump's going to keep trying to do these trade deals, try to avoid getting into another war. I mean, we're pretty accurate. You know, not 100% accurate, but pretty accurate. But they were like swinging and missing, Tammy, on almost every major story they were freaking out on. Never seen anything like this.
Yeah, you know, it's the equivalent, Laura, of fan fiction, right?
Good point.
It's fan fiction. And the problem is, of course, reality interrupts that because it's not as fun to have real life. Look, if there wasn't legacy media, these individuals would be on a street corner somewhere, the individual mumbling about, don't you know I'm the king of Prussia? Don't you know who I am?
Lazarus.
That's who these people, that's what these individuals would do. And look, on the serious end of this, the news media, clearly, the legacy media is legacy for a reason. It has played an important role. These are important institutions in American life. The New York Times, the broadcast networks. These fools have not just made fools of themselves, but have destroyed the nature of their own business and those important legacy outlets that the American people have relied on.
Well,
but in the meantime, we can enjoy some fan fiction, and that's all it is. And we'll have every year, Laura, you're going to be able to do this as like an anniversary segment.
You know, like
every year.
You know, 50 years ago today, 1 year ago today. We can just do 1 week ago, for God's sake. All right. We played, of course, what they said a year ago, but here's what, Jeff, the stories on MSNBC's, their primetime hosts, thought deserved top billing last night as the IG report was coming out.
70 years ago today, in 1949, the Soviet Union became the second country on Earth with nuclear weapons. And 3 weeks ago today, a Russian nuclear accident killed 5 Russian scientists.
Administration's plan to roll back rules on methane emissions is the 84th environmental rule to be targeted by the president.
First, tonight, do you remember when Vice President Dick Cheney accidentally shot a guy in the face? You remember when that happened?
Okay, so we had an 83-page IG report out yesterday, and it's back to the Cheney. I'm surprised they didn't throw in Halliburton just for the heck of it. I mean, what is this? Are these people serious?
Oh, Laura, I am so looking forward to the next year and what's left of this year. I mean, these people, as more and more, as we get more IG reports about what happened with the deep state, as it were, with the FBI and all of this sort of thing, these people are going to be put in an impossible position of just ignoring major news. And they're going to look like fools when they do it. And frankly, they can't help themselves. They're not news. They're narratives.
I mean, people say Trump shouldn't say fake news, these vaunted institutions. Well, maybe if the vaunted institutions actually started doing their job, the phrase fake news wouldn't resonate with anybody. If it's only resonating because they're doing stories on sea otter health last night instead of doing stories about what Comey was up to. I mean, come on. All right, Jeffrey and Tammy, thank you so much. Great to see you.